Good afternoon, friends. I got a new phone. I'm saying that to say I got a new phone, and the microphone that I purchased doesn't go into this new phone. So that's cool. I got to get a new one. That's totally fine. But I'm here to make a book video. Shocker. This one is about my best and worst books of 2025. So here's the thing, these are in no particular order. I did five of each, five good, five bad. And for context, I'm about to finish. By finish, I mean I have like 1 hour left in the book. I'm about to finish my 100th book of the year. I paused for you to clap. Thank you. I am about to finish my 100th book of the year. It started as an arbitrary, it actually didn't start as a goal at all. It just started as me plowing through books because my this is TMI, but my office at work now is next to the bathroom, and I don't be wanting to hear what y'all be doing in there, and I always can. So I was like, I might as well get headphones, put the headphones on so that I don't hear what you're doing. So yeah, I've been plowing through the books. But around October, I was talking to my coworker, and I was like, well, we should probably up our goals, because my goal for the year was 50 books. I don't even think it was 50. It might have been 40. It was something super low. So here I am at 99 books, and I'm about to finish, like, I'm about to be done this video, and I'm probably gonna knock that book out. But I want to talk about my best and worst. So I will say a lot of my favorite authors in my typical genre, the thriller, I like thrillers, and I really like fantasy, like black fantasy, and a lot of my genres were dry this year, okay? But here are the things that I liked and hated. Okay, so if you see me looking down, it's because I've got some notes here. Again, these are in no particular order. I just finished this book recently, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. One of the best. I am rarely so emotionally moved by a book. And for this book, it starts out a little slow, but when I tell you the ending, like down to the very last second, is intense. And like towards the end of this, that, like, I can't even give you my reaction. I was in the car, I was on the highway, I was on 495, and like the last 30 seconds of the book, I was like, you know what, hell yeah. And I was like sobbing in my car. Really good book, 10s across the board. I want to say, and if I get really technical, I'll show my story graph either on this side or that side. But I want to say that this is one of my 5-star books of the year, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And if you don't know about Taylor Jenkins Reid, I've read some other books by her. She's a great author. But I also read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Chef's Kiss, and Carrie Soto is Back, which is also really good. So Taylor Jenkins Reid is just a really great writer, and I'm in denial that I'm a huge fan. Okay, so y'all not gonna like this next one. You're not gonna like this next one. Okay, so the next book on my list is King of Ashes by S.A. Crosby, and it's landing on the other end of the spectrum as one of my worst books of the year. Listen to me. I love S.A. Cosby. Razor Blade Tears is probably, you know what, if I look down here, like, okay, so we'll get to Razor Blade Tears, but Razor Blade Tears is one of my favorite books. I love S.A. Cosby, but this book, honey, wasn't it was not. It wasn't it, and that's okay. This was not it. It wasn't for me. There was nothing redeemable about any of the characters, and I'm wondering if that was the point. Like, all the characters were flawed, but if that was the point, I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. I just didn't like it. I understand why some people may like it, and I understand, but this wasn't for me. This landed on my worst list, but I will say that this probably landed on the worst list because y'all overhyped it, like you like to do. You overhyped that one. Okay, next on my list is don't don't label me by Irshad Manji. This has to be the worst book I have read ever in life, probably, but definitely this year. So I decided to read it because this landed on Independent Schools You Should Read This Book list at the end of last year, and I realized that it was in a library that I have access to, so I read a hard copy and I read it for free, and glad it was free. Like, I don't want to trash talk it too much because it is a political-ish book, political-ish, but also the author is like writing it from the point of view of her dead dog, spoiler, and she's like writing to her dead dog, and that aspect didn't vibe with me. I also felt like, so Don't Label Me is about diversity and culture wars. I want to say it's like the tagline for the full book. I'll put a picture of it, I'm sure. But what I disliked was it felt to me, and I feel like we do this, not we, I feel like this is done regularly, that we package these conservative viewpoints in brown people, but because the brown people are brown and they may be on the LGBTQ spectrum, we like to say, well, this is a diverse viewpoint, and it really wasn't hitting that. It was very conservative from my point of view, unless the point was just, missed upon me, which could be the case. But as a brown person who was reading the book, this wasn't it, honey. I don't need the viewpoint of your dead dog. I don't need it was not for me. It felt very conservative, and it was like, here are the conservative viewpoints in a brown package. Like they're doing with Nicki Minaj. Anyway, so the next book on my list to give some redemption to S.A. Cosby, one of the best books I read this year was Razorblade Tears. I don't know what to tell you. If you're not a fan of reading violence, then this is not for you. It does get a tad violent, but the storyline, like, I have never read another book like this. The mystery, the figure it out, the what do you call it? Like the murder mystery aspect of it was beautiful. The way it was done for a black and a queer space. Loved Razorblade Tears. That's definitely, I don't know what I rated it, but it should have been high. If I rated it at all, sometimes I'd be flopping on the ratings, but definitely 10s across the board for Razorblade Tears, which is why Razorblade Tears is an old release, whereas King of Ashes, which I previously mentioned, is a newer release. So for context, that's why I was a little disappointed in King of Ashes. My next book, best, Oathbound, Tracy Deonn. I'm obsessed with the kid. Like, there's probably never going to be a Legend-born book that I don't like, but this one was very much so. Bloodmarked felt kind of creepy and building the backstories and giving the context, but Oathbound was more action. So if you struggle through Bloodmarked, you'll love Oathbound. 10s across the board. I love Tracy Deonn. I love Brie Matthews. I'm like obsessed with that audiobook reader too. Like, I found her in some other books recently, and I'm like, oh, it's her. It's her. Okay, next on my list, another good one, and I want to say I have a book review for this one, so I won't talk too much about it, is The Lion Woman of Tehran by Marjane Kamali. My handwriting sucks. but I think it's Marjan Kamali. I'll put the book on the screen. Again, I have another video for it, but that definitely lands on my top list. Check that one out. Okay, so another worst. Okay, so I'll give some explanations for this. A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Here's the thing. I have now, let's see if I added it. I didn't. I have now, I'm caught up, so I've read all of the ACOTAR books, and A Court of Thorns and Roses is definitely the worst, which is why I do not feel bad saying that this book is not good. A Court of Thorns and Roses is definitely the absolute fucking worst, and the best, in my opinion, is the one where the last one, where they stop. This isn't on my list, by the way, but the best one from this series is the last one where we're no longer in Farah's point of view and we're in her sister's point of view, because dear God, Farah is annoying. Anyway, but I hated ACOTAR. It was slow. I didn't get it why it was hyped. I am glad that I continued with the series and gave it some more chances. However, this was trash. Drop the phone. Anyway, next on my list, I can't remember if I have a video for it or not, but one of the best books I read this year is Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson. How is it? I'm like Tracy Ellis Ross. Like, which one is it? Is it this one? Loved Good Dirt. Like, if you love Black Cake and you are American, you will love Good Dirt, because I feel like Black Cake is more international. I'm crooked now, but that's okay. Black Cake is more international, whereas Good Dirt's roots and storyline is in slavery, and the way she does it is, but not full slavery, like, because I don't like that shit, but like the history of the story is rooted in slavery. I don't know what else to say without giving away the plot, but this, I'm pretty sure I gave 5 stars. 10s across the board. Next on my list, number 9, is the worst. The Beautiful Ones by Silvia Moreno Garcia. Here's the thing, I love Silvia Moreno Garcia, and I love her writing style. I collect her books like Pokemon cards. I am a fan, but this book I did not like, and I am willing to tell you that I didn't like it. So Sylvia, if you watch this, I am willing to admit that I didn't like it because I was hoping for a redeeming arc for one of the characters that did not happen. Like, her name was Vanity. Excuse me. Her name was Vanity or Vanity. I was hoping her character was going to have, a redemption arc, and she did not. We damned her character to hell, quite literally, almost. But it's like, you did all the work of reading the book. And I can even tell you, like, I finished this book on vacation in Turks and Caicos, and love Turks and Caicos, girl. But I finished this book in the bathroom of my hotel in Turks and Caicos, and I remember being furious at how it went for this character. And like, I want to say I went in, my bad, Sylvia, I was mad, but I went into the story graph and I gave this Joker 0 stars, and I rarely give a book 0 stars, but the lead up to the characters and the character building, the whole book is character building. The lead up, the character building, just for one of the characters to fail, was like, okay. So my last book that I'm going to talk about, because I'm at 1459, and I'll be rambling. The last book I want to talk about is Quicksilver by Callie Hart, and why it's on my worst list. Here's the thing. I enjoy the voice acting of the male character. I enjoy the smut of it all. A little bit. I did not like the plot. The plot just is not it. It feels like you took all of the fun fantasy books that are out right now and in years past and said, let's 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 and you put all of them in one book and try to make, you know, you tried to do a thing by making all the most popular themes in one, and it kind of sucked. And like, I know that the new one is out. One of my friends is reading it. I will wait for her review because I'm perfectly fine not furthering my experience with this book or with this series. So that's it. That's all I really feel like I have to say. Those are my 10 books of the year. 5 good, 5 bad. I did read 100 though, so there's that. I am happy to talk about any of them because I like to ramble about books, but also with me these days, time. But I'm sure it's the same for all of you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. Okay? Bye, guys.